How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Grid 2019. Gonna continue with the career. Not sure what I left it on, but well, I think the last thing I did was the NASCAR pickup trucks, but I don't know what comes afterwards. Yeah, I don't even think I checked. Did I check? Okay, I thought it said Night Terrorist. No, it says Night Terrors. Okay. Oh, and this is no, never mind. I was about to say it's a new category. No, not really. It's well, what category even is this? Like, yeah, they are supposed to be tuned cars, but you know, you can have a tuned car that that goes fast. These ones don't go fast.
And here we are for the first round, Kristen.
Well, I mean,
How you feeling about
they go faster than a car that you will use to commute, I guess, but it's not exactly an achievement, I will say.
Keep your eyes on the road, though.
Where else do you want me to keep my eyes? So this is the highway stage, isn't it? I like this one last time. Though with these cars, I think all these type of tracks with very long straights is that with cars this slow, the straights feel longer than they are. Not to mention, it's where whoever has the highest speed is the one that's gonna rule. Though so far I think that the cars that showed up in competitions mostly seem to be pretty equal in terms of stats. I didn't really notice any insane advantage or disadvantage like I did in the first grid game where the balance was non-existent. Here it actually feels that even though the cars apparently have stats, and well, only two, which is power and weight, but it doesn't really feel that they really have much of a difference as the game implies they do. Oh, yeah. The problem is that I kinda follow where that guy was going, and you deserve that for almost making me lose the corner too. Will I reach the first place? Well, I have a whole lap to do that, but it's as I said before, this track is mostly straight line, so even if it's a whole lap, if you're not faster, if your car is not faster, I don't think you're gonna reach him. You know, I probably should reach him. Shouldn't be an issue. This track, not only I like the layout of the track, but I like the way it looks so much. All the different brightly colored lights. And the irony of this is that I'm pretty sure that in real life, cities like this won't have even more like colors. I think I remember seeing that. Well, it's probably for specific events, but I remember seeing whole buildings light up in like multiple blinking colors, right? Well, not really blinking, but they had like wave effects on them. I don't know if it was Shanghai, maybe it was another Chinese city. It was definitely a Chinese city though. And I remember it looking so cool. So in a way, the lights here kinda undersell the way they actually look in real life. Well, maybe back in 2019 that's how they look, and now they advance them and they look even more impressive. I don't know. Cannot really say I ever been to China. Well, or any country that is not my own, I guess. But yeah. What the hell just happened there? Well, that was extremely odd. I mean, I'm not gonna restart, but What happened there? It's like I barely went close to the wall and the car... Okay. That was funny though, I gotta say that it was worth it just for the... I don't know, the shock factor was certainly shocking.
Hello, Zajet.
Well, maybe that's the reason why it's called Night Terrors. Like, you just have a random ghost making your car flip like that. Like, I understand that I probably just had a collision against like an awkward part of the wall, but like that effect that it had was pretty funny. And even with a collision like that is supposed to be like a super fearsome hit, my car still has not received any damage. I'm starting to think that that really is like actually disabled. Not as an option, because as you already saw, it's not disabled, it's on full damage, but like, I don't know, something in the code of the game disables it. Pretty odd. Because I mean, I would assume that with a crash like that was at full speed and like that one had to do something, but it didn't.
You're on pace.
At least I don't remember seeing any of the icons. Not like I was paying too much attention, because I mean, it was too easy trying not to get too overtaken. It didn't really work that well. I got overtaken twice after the first place, but it's fine. It was pretty funny. Anyways, let's not do anything funny now. What about that? Well, we are not going full speed, so at the very least a collision like that is not gonna be possible. Not to mention that this is a circuit with grass on the side, so you cannot simply do a collision like that if you don't intentionally do it. Okay. Second place is possible here. First is definitely not, though.
Get that lead. This is the final lap, my friend.
I don't know, this guy is staying ahead just the right way, so maybe it won't be a second. Okay, never mind, you messed up. Well, technically he didn't mess up, he just did the right racing line, but I cut him off. Okay, well, it is a second, pretty solid second as well. Okay, so that already puts me ahead of this. And that one, that's something you will always see. The winner of the first race will launch on last, will finish last, but then they still have enough points to be on second place of the tournament, so they will launch last on the following races as well. So if you are the AI, the worst thing you could do if you wanna win a tournament is win the first race.
Low visibility, even with the lights.
Like,
So
if
keep
you
your
win
eyes
the
on
first
track.
race, you're going back to the bottom and you are not recovering. So yeah. I'm surprised they didn't do anything about that. Maybe, I don't know, they assume that most people will just use the quali. Because if you use the quali, the AI qualifies too. But if you don't, it does invert the grid, so... Well, maybe they were like, okay, the people that don't qualify are just casual, so let's just give them the tourneys for free. I mean, it could be. You gotta keep in mind that modern games have the utmost priority to make the player feel good and not think badly of the game. So for the ones that are super casual and just want the satisfaction to win, I guess the best thing you can do is
Right onto lap 2.
no worries, you played badly, it's okay, we're gonna make the best AIs go to the bottom so you don't struggle too much. But hey, it's useful to me, so I mean, after all, I am a casual. In the first place, if I wasn't a casual, I will be using manual transmission, which is something that sometimes it tempts me, but I already have enough of a challenge trying to, well, sometimes to even finish on the podium of these races. In fact, in this one, don't know if a podium finish will be possible. But if I add manual into the equation, it will be even worse. Well, there was a game that I played not that long ago that I think I remember it being very easy, and I was considered... Oh, I think it was Gran Turismo 4, yeah, exactly. I think it was in the... Yeah, I remember in the Formula Gran Turismo Championship. Like, you have very long races and they are very easy. So in one of them I switched to manual transmission. And you get used to it, but the issue is that for each track you need to do something different and you need to figure it out, which I mean is no different than figuring out how to do the corners and all of that. It's quite taxing on the head to constantly be like, okay, I should upshift here, and when this corner comes, downshift to 3, and then, you know, it's a little bit too much. Don't think my brain can keep up. So yeah, I never pick manual because of that. Not to mention that I think that playing with manual will probably be more fun if you had an actual racing setup with a racing wheel and all of that. Oh, my teammate got 3rd place. Nice, props to him. Euroshi team. So I think that this is a new... Okay, this is not new. Hold up. This is not European. Not to mention, the only Europe... Okay, well, there are 2 European cars, to be fair, but the other 3 are not. Like, you have 2 Americans and a Japanese one. Why are you like this? Doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess... No. It's called EuroGT because the 3 tracks are in Europe. 1 in Spain and the other 2 in England.
And here we are for the first round, Kristen.
I mean, sure, but I think it would have been better if you limited it to European cars. And if you wanted to use this category, you could limit to the Aston Martin and the Porsche. That reminds me, I wonder if I will get to use a Porsche. Well, I could, if I wanted to, I could select the Porsche in this category, but the thing is that I already picked this one, so I want to use this one. Ouch. So, was this the one with the Porsche? I know I checked it like 30 seconds ago, but I kinda forgot. I mean, I remember the Aston Martin. What's the other European, the Porsche? Or am I completely out of my mind? Because I don't see any Porsches right now. I see the Nissan Seed in front of me. Wait, that one right there, which one is it? Oh, that's the Camaro, isn't it? Ah, fuck. Probably should pay attention to where I'm going. one. This is Barcelona, by the way, so it is guaranteed I will get a bad result. Just like in the previous game, it was Brands Hatch. Well, and Barcelona was also an issue.
You're in mid-pack going into lap 2.
Wait, did I lose my door? No. Kinda looked like I did, but no, I did not. Yeah, that's the Camaro. But I don't see a Porsche. Maybe I made it up. Or maybe no one is using the Porsche, cool, Or all the Porsches are ahead on the podium, and I'm so much of a scrub that I cannot see them. You know, at this point I know that in this track I will always place badly, so I don't even worry too much about it. I cannot do this track. It's just the way it is. At least Silverstone and Brands Hatch are not that big of a deal, so should be able to recover there. So pretty messed up that these guys are
Let's make up some ground.
following me so closely. And it's because I simply am not driving well. If I was a ghost, they would have already overtaken me. I fear the moment that this track shows up as a single event. I don't know if it already did. I don't think it did, but it will. And even depending on the car that they make you use, it could be a disaster. Like, imagine doing this with the NASCAR pickup trucks. Yeah, no thank you. That's a little bit too much.
Your teammate has crashed.
Actually, my teammate has crashed. My teammate is in 4th place like he was at the beginning of the race, pretty much. How did he crash? Or did I mishear? He's doing better than I am. He's not crashing. What are you talking about? That was pretty bad. Okay, there is one Porsche and it's at the very bottom of the grid. Actually, there might be more. There is another one also at the bottom of the grid. So maybe that's the reason why maybe you shouldn't pick the Porsche. Though I think that specific Porsche is supposed to be the flagship car of the game. It's the one that shows up on the title screen. Alright, so Silverstone in reverse and with rain. And they are definitely doing it on purpose, aren't they? Like, half the time that they are in England, they have rain.
Okay, same strategy out there. Just
I
beware
guess
of braking
they
distance.
wanted to make it realistic. Okay. Oof. At least I'm already in 5th. And well, obviously here you will see the Porsches that were at the bottom of the grid. So now they are at the top. Okay, Porsche, like, can you get out of the way? It will be costing me a little bit of time. Okay. That Porsche is out of the way. The other one, I think it's in Is it the guy? I think it's the guy ahead of me in third. Kinda. Yeah, I think it's him. Yeah, it is. I don't know who is in first. Okay, yet again, blocking me. I made it to the podium at least before the end of the first lap. Now, how far are Mr. Second and first place gonna go? Hopefully not too far. Oh, well, the first place is not gonna go far if he's gonna do that. It's one of the Camaros. The guy in second place, it's an Aston Martin, yeah, okay. Also, this variant of Silverstone is pretty long. Maybe it looks longer because of the rain and the fact that kind of have to go slower than you normally would.
Lap 2, you've got 2 cars in front.
At the same time, I'm a little bit afraid of getting into first place because doing this track on reverse and also with rain, it's gonna be hard to find the braking references myself. Here I'm just reacting to what the guys in front of me are doing, so not having that guide, yeah, seems like a problem. Seems that I made the first place to get further, so at this point he will be my guide for a while, unless he makes the same mistake he did last lap, which I will say it will be appreciated, but then I will have to survive completely on my own, and that doesn't sound very nice. I guess when you're in the lead, what I gotta pay attention to is the braking references on the side of the track. Well, and I'm out to take the lead. In fact, I can overtake him on the straight. Here is where the issue starts. Here's where I have to do everything myself, and I don't know if I'm capable of it. I guess you will soon see how everyone will start gathering behind me like a train.
Final lap, keep that lead intact.
I'm not even failing the reference here, I'm just failing the racing line altogether. God damn it, dude. Sometimes leading is an issue, and right now it is an issue. And this is probably also gonna be my slowest lap of the race, because it's the one that I'm doing. In very weird ways. wish I had more interactions with Silverstone, but at least Silverstone in the normal way and not this one, not in reverse, and not with rain either. I feel like Silverstone, despite being such a popular track and all of that, I feel like in video games I haven't encountered it that much. Okay. So, the last one is Brands Hatch. Oh, and it's this version of Brands Hatch. Well, that's pretty weird. Like, you went through such a long version of Silverstone and now you go through the short version of Brands Hatch with the same amount of laps, with 3 laps. Yeah, that's pretty random. Well, it reminds me of that Time Attack tournament with the slow cars and having Okutama with 3 laps as the final one, like the full version of Okutama, which was pretty much longer than the previous 2 events combined. So it seems that that's something that they don't really take that much into account, like how long the races inside of a tournament are gonna be. They don't seem to aim for them to be the same length at all. Just seems pretty random. Maybe that's the case, like maybe it is precisely pretty random. Because when it comes to who decides the events of this type of games in career modes, like maybe to save time they should simply randomize the events that are gonna show up, and that's how you get tournaments like this where the second race was longer than the first and the last race combined.
Last lap, let's push up to the top spot.
It's a shame, because I feel like that's pretty much the easiest part. You already did like the graphics, the programming logic for you know, the physics, for the AI. You did the UI, you did all of that, and then you just need to choose the group of events that will be in the game, and I feel like that shouldn't be that hard, right, in comparison. That's a win. Well, not of the race, but of the tournament, of course. Okay, though a little bit weird that we got these cars here when these cars normally appear on a category above. I'm not the biggest fan of these cars, like the way they handle. It's fine. So now back to Alonso with this thing. It is the same car that yeah, it is the same car, the F1000. Well, oh, and it's in this version of Shanghai as well. This might be a problem.
Well, I've heard Shanghai is one heck of a circuit, Kristen. What does this grid world mean?
Yeah, especially a track with long straights and the type of corners this thing has. This will be a disaster. No matter how you look at it, this will be an absolute disaster. At least we know that the car is not gonna get broken, so you can crash as hard as you want. Yeah, even like that, and well, I lost time, so I need to restart, but even if I could continue there, no damage whatsoever, so No problem.
All right, have a good race.
I remember saying that the NASCAR pickup trucks was the hardest car to handle in this game, but I feel like this one.
On to lap 2. You're keeping up with the
No,
pace.
it has to actually be this one. Because at least the pickup trucks are slow, but these ones are fast, and they are just as unstable as the pickup truck, so I think these ones actually take the prize for the, well, so far, for the hardest car to drive. Sure if I'm overtaking these guys. And these are only 2 races, aren't there?
Lap 3 now. Take some positions.
You see, if there are only 2 races, this is a problem. I mean, getting into the podium will probably not be that bad. Like, with this result, it will be very bad, yes. I can still overtake those 3 guys ahead of me. That's enough for 3rd place at least. Oh, and also my teammate is first, didn't realize.
Last lap. Things push through now.
Fuck me, dude.
So now we turn our
Why do
attention
you
first
have to do that at the
to
end?
all things motorsport.
I hate when that happens. I really do. It had to happen right at the end. Oh, no wonder my teammate was first. He actually started first. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that just seems to be the case. Like, whatever position the AI starts with is the one that it will finish in, unless something really unexpected happens. But other than that, they just don't change the positions. Okay, this time I might be doing better.
You're in mid-pack going into lap 2.
This first corner is the one that gotta be very careful about, because that's where so far all of the... Oh, that was cool. I survived thanks to the halo. Wait, this doesn't even have a halo, does it? No, I don't think it does. I guess I survived. Come on, dude. Sometimes it feels like you're just making these accidents up.
But can you make some noise
Yes, I hit the wall, but why do you bounce like that? That makes no sense. Like, I hit that from the side. Whatever. Wow. I pretty much overtook everyone. Surprised that not a single collision happened. But of course it had to get ruined by that. Well, I could keep going here instead of restarting since the start was so good. It's not gonna be enough to win, but I don't think I can replicate a start like that, so I should take it. Not to mention that it's still possible to at least finish third, which was gonna be the result on the first attempt if I hadn't crashed. Hey. Well, and who knows, I might even win this. I mean, I guess after restarting it so much, I'm kinda getting used to the track. To the track and to this car in this track. Both are just as important. The issue here is that yes, winning is possible, but it probably will require to overexert myself a little bit, and that might end in another crash, which might end in another restart, and I feel like I already did enough restarts. Like, this has to be the attempt. It has to.
Right, you're on the final lap. Push to the front.
Oh, this is my teammate, I remember. Okay. Are you gonna make it easy for me? You know, that's something that would be nice if your teammate, if it notices that you're approaching him, it makes it easy for you. Because, I mean, after all, it's not like your teammate and your team in itself placing well does anything in particular, you know? Like, I guess you get more money at the end, but it's, yeah, not important. Also, that was a win. Maybe it was worth it to restart that match after all. Maybe not. I don't know. But hey, at least it was a win. And then the other one is in Sepang. Yeah, it's only 2 races.
And we're heading into the final round now.
Oh, and it's Sepang in rain and with these cars, dude. I don't know what to think. Might be a little bit too much.
Good luck. I'll keep you updated.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, and it makes sense, but like that little obstacle that is there to tell you what the track limit is. Normally with almost any car you can just step on it without any issues because the car is heavy enough to ignore it. With this car and at the speed I was going, it kinda acted as a hard obstacle, like crashing against a wall. Pretty funny. At least it didn't count as a penalty for cutting the corner. It only invalidated the lap time.
Right on to lap 2.
I almost went fully forward. I think the first place won't be reachable, not like it matters. Okay. Too long.
Right, third lap. You're doing well. Keep it going.
I'm not sure if I'm doing well. I'm not really gaining any time here. Oh, what the hell? That was weird. Was a car parked jumping on the track. Someone else overtook there. Yeah, I guess I can get a podium here. Unfortunately,
This is the last lap. Push on to the
after
front.
this, I don't think there is an invitational. Well, there is one invitational available, but I wanna do them in order. Yeah, they have some relatively weird requirements to be unlocked. Almost lost control. Well, we got the podium, not bad. But the podium and the tournament, I guess. Okay. So I wonder when they are gonna start showing up like faster open wheel cars. Well, it's not just that I want them to be faster, I want them to control a little bit better than this thing, because this thing certainly doesn't. Alright, so City Cup for Super Tourers. So this is for the Australian ones. Okay. Sure. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I thought one of these was gonna be Barcelona again, but no. It's in Shanghai and Havana. They were fine. So I'm starting to realize that my right headphone usually gets off my ear because of the coat I'm wearing.
Listen, watch these conditions. It'll be wet all race.
I mean, I never like in-ear headphones in the first place, but just that the alternative really makes me sweat a lot. Even these ones that have a cord that goes over your ear so it kinda stays in place. Even something like this, it's just hard to make it stay in place when you want to. I think that so far these super touring cars, I tend to do well on them. Or I guess rather is that the AI doesn't do that well on them. Like I remember here doing that endurance thing in Okutama, and like it was 4 laps in the full length track, and I got to the lead in like the 2nd lap or something. So I guess it might be the category that I might perform the best on, maybe.
On to lap 2. Just one place to the front of the pack.
Yeah, it's just as I say that.
And here we
That's what I get for talking. I should just remain shut. Damn it. Yeah, that chicane. What happens when I didn't have someone close to me to guide me? Though that's a pretty evil way to start the race, don't you think? And having that chicane right at the beginning. Okay, that was pretty slow. Like, come on. With how many, with so many cars in front of you, trying to go through a place like that without being slowed down is not very possible. So in the rain, these things really are dangerous on the corner exit. Well, you can say that about most cars in the rain. Come on, dude. Fuck. Can I stop spinning? Damn it. I wish. You know what? I'm not even gonna brake. I know this is a bad idea. I will brake with my opponent's cars. Yeah, that's the best idea. Just trying to take it easy doesn't seem to be working that well. And considering that the cars seem to be immortal anyways. I'm not really going much faster by doing this. I mostly just wanted to take my frustration out on these guys. You can see that they are also not driving well. I guess that this will be a good test to see just how much the car can survive without being damaged. I mean, so far it is like at full health. But obviously the longer you go on trying to use the other cars to brake is a little less useful, as there are less of them. You're most likely just gonna take yourself out, and that's not good. Not to mention these guys are quite fast on their own. Very, very fast. Wait a second, that's a lap car? No way. That's the first time I see a lap car here. How do you even get lapped that badly? I guess he got stuck probably at some point, but then... That's unexpected. Well, lap car or not, I need to survive now. Okay, I can see how, like, I think that's the first time I see a Nemesis opponent trying to go after me exclusively instead of trying to do the corner normally.
Get that lead. This is the final lap, my friend.
Like, every other time it just feels like they behave normally, but yeah, this time it clearly went after me, and he probably will keep trying to go after me. Yeah, as you can see, okay, right there he went straight for the takedown. Pretty funny. I don't know why this is the first time that I'm seeing them do this when I had so many Nemesis before. I guess because it's the first time the guy in second place becomes a Nemesis while I'm the leader. Because here it becomes more obvious. Because, well, for example, here I have a Nemesis that is in, like, what, 6th place or something. So that guy is never gonna reach me. But yeah, now that I have this guy that is constantly behind me, it's more clear to see how they behave. Pretty funny. You can actually get taken out. I mean, it's kind of what happens when I get ultra pissed off and I want to murder a CPU opponent. That's what they do here. They are too far now to do anything. So, despite the very sorry state of my car visually, it still doesn't have any issues performance-wise, so yeah. Until the game proves otherwise, I will keep thinking that, like, damages are not enabled in this game. Like, I just gotta assume that. What else could I assume? Nothing. It's the only thing that makes sense.
Pleasure to be here at Shanghai. Joining me as a
Wait, is it actually pronounced Shanghai? That actually makes sense now that I think about it.
All right, good luck out there.
I never thought about it, but yeah. Considering that, you know, in Chinese you have characters that have its own pronunciation. I don't know exactly, like, if I had to take, I guess I will say Shanghai are two characters. And one is, you know, the one in Shang, and the other one is the one in Hai. Yes, when you romanize Chinese, the H has the same sound that it has in English. Well, and in most languages, I guess. So yeah, maybe I've been mispronouncing it all this time. Maybe it is Shanghai.
Going into lap 2.
I've been saying Shanghai every single time. Huh. I should investigate. I should also try learning Chinese, but no. I don't think it's a good idea. At least they have simplified Chinese now, so surely it's not as hard as traditional, right? No, that's something that I never really thought about, because I thought to myself, why would I learn, you know, simplified Chinese when that means that anytime that I encounter traditional I wouldn't be able to read it. Maybe simplified Chinese is easy enough for a foreigner to learn. Huh. Could be. Probably not. Most likely not. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of how less strokes a character has, you still have to memorize thousands of them, so I don't think the issue is the amount of strokes, even though, well, obviously having less strokes helps, yeah, but...
Last lap, let's push on to the top spot.
I'm not winning this one, but I didn't do that badly. You know, one thing I got curious about is how many strokes the biggest Chinese character in simplified Chinese has. 'Cause, I mean, in traditional Chinese, I'm pretty sure you can find some things that will probably be even hard to read because of how many strokes they have, but how hard does it get in simplified? Like, what's the top? Like, what's the most difficult one? I guess I could investigate that too. You know, I have a lot of free time lately.
And we're heading into the final round now, where it'll all be decided. Kristen and Houston's all races.
Not to mention, it will be interesting having access to the... it's pretty cool. Having access to the Chinese internet, right? Will be like its own thing. Be like a parallel universe. Not to mention, yeah, I think that the most interesting thing about being able to consume Chinese content is that China doesn't really care that much about copyright. So the amount of things that probably take from non-Chinese copyright and are just like bizarre versions of that will be pretty nice to see. I don't think that you can do much. Well, actually, see, with how technology has gone, with, you know, translation technology has gone, you could probably just, you know,
Make some gains in lap 2.
have something, like have a program running that reads your screen and translates everything from Chinese to whatever language you want. Like, I know that there are programs like that. The issue is that you need to... I think that you need to pay, because there are programs that use APIs from services like DeepL or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that if you want to do over a certain amount of requests, you will have to pay. And you probably will do a lot of requests if you just let them read the screen every single time, every second. No, that certainly will be easier than learning Chinese, that's for sure.
Final lap, aim to break into the top 3.
Ah, fuck. Okay, Tim, that guy that was my nemesis actually set my car straight. Good shit. See, I guess nemesis can be useful. Well, not to mention that that made him go into last place then. Probably should sleep with one eye open, because that guy is gonna murder me in my sleep. Like, I think that guy, more than a nemesis, I became his next item in his hit list. Alright. Can I at least get a podium finish? I should be able to, yeah. Kinda. Yeah, that works. We can look at the coast in the meantime. Look at that. Finishing without looking. I don't need to look. There is... Oh, this was the last one. I think, yeah, I win. Okay. Yeah, that didn't go as well as I was expecting, since most of my results with these cars, I think, were like first place, but I'll take it. Oh, and also my teammate got second. Nice. Alright. Eastern Tour. Oh, with the pickup trucks, and it's 4 races. Well, being 4 races at least means that winning the whole thing is gonna be free, but
And here we are for the first
that
round.
doesn't mean that it won't be painful to use these things. I like the originality of using pickup trucks and all of that, but these things are just very hard to handle. I try my best, but they are not something that you can just drive with no issues. Not to mention the AI is having trouble too. Well, with the exception of the first place, of course, because he doesn't have to live with all this disaster here. Very sad guy. Oh, and the guy behind me is Nemesis, really? Can you not? You know, I have a hard... Oh, also, I think I just realized something. The Nemesis guy blink you their front lights when they are behind you as a way to threaten you. That's pretty funny. Oh, and they also, I think they try to intentionally block when they are ahead. And seeing the behavior of these Nemesis guys is pretty funny. Pretty funny. Doing the lights, the light flickering thing is pretty funny. It even feels that maybe they are faster, because it's not the first time that I see a Nemesis behind me on the minimap approach me at an unreasonable speed. Maybe they also gain a speed boost. Would also be pretty funny. Okay, I know, Mr. Nemesis, that you really want me dead, but I'm paying more attention to the guy in front of me.
Push to the front.
Nice dive on. And stop blinking your lights, damn it. Don't do that. Because it makes me laugh and it makes me lose focus. Maybe that's your plan. You really don't want to have someone that is an Nemesis behind you, especially the whole race. Like, you don't. Yeah, at least I got the podium. You're a funny guy, Mr. Martin. Pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, that's a very... what's the word? Original mechanic.
Today's event. Kristen, what have we got in store here?
Well, it's gonna be
Brabham
loud.
Circuit. Yeah, this is the first time I drive here, right? It might be the first time.
Dry on out there. Stay focused.
Okay, Martin seems to already... No, never mind. Martin is this blue guy. think the other guy was taking him out. At least the good thing is that after one race they calm down. They no longer want you dead. Well, unless you provoke them again, I guess. Well, I thought this was also gonna be a bad result, and there is still time for that to be the case, but since I'm already on the podium I might do well. Also my teammate is in first, nice. Again, most likely because he started in first place, so... Oof, that was close. Also, one thing that I didn't check, obviously we have the same livery for being from the same team, but does the number repeat as well? Because that will be pretty lame. The idea is that the number is unique in every driver, right? Like my number is 11, and I think his number is also 11, so no. I think the number is unique. That's a shame. The number doesn't represent the team, it represents the driver.
On the first lap. You're in second place.
That's shame on them for not paying attention to details. You see, that's a very... or unless it says 77, no, I'm pretty sure it says 11. It's hard to tell from afar, but, well, not to mention that depending on how it's drawn, 1 can look pretty similar to 7. But no, I'm pretty sure it should say 11. We're gonna get closer this time. I still don't know, it kinda looks like a 7 from afar. Well, like 2 7s. No, that's most likely. No, it says 11. So yeah, that's a shame. I mean, again, it's a very small thing, but it's a little bit of not putting attention to that specific detail, I guess. And I mean, it's possible that it wouldn't have been easy to implement, since it's most likely part of the livery, just like any other sponsor. I mean, one of those things that if you really want to, you could change it. It's a pain in the ass, I guess it is. Like, to programmatically take into account that if there is a number in the livery, it will have to be different on your teammate. But yeah. It's fine. I mean, when you're driving these pickup trucks, the number is the least of your worries. So at least in this race I've been doing surprisingly well so far. So yeah, not bad. Unfortunately my teammate lost the second place. Like, sometimes the positions between AI opponents can change, but most of the times it's not the case. I guess it's a surprising performance. Like with a combination like this in this track with rain and with these cars, I thought it was gonna be a disaster, but no, that was super clean. Okay, and what's the next one? The last, I don't know, the next one, yeah, it's in China, but the last one is in Okutama. At this point, just gotta assume that they will use Okutama a lot. I think, however, each location has many variants, but I think that we probably already seen every single location in the game. I think that there might not be any more locations. Like we might have just seen all of them. I mean, it will be surprising to see another location because, well, even though I think we are still not halfway through the career, it's kinda close there, so it will be weird for them to start showing new locations now if they haven't shown them yet. I guess you never know.
You're in mid-pack going into lap 2.
Oh, what the hell? Someone is doing stunts here. No, this is not the time to do that. Yeah, differently from the previous one, this result will be quite bad. And that's an issue because Okutama would have been nice too. Oh, that's even worse. Damn it. I mean, I knew something like that would happen, but so that will still be considered inside the track. I guess not. I was about to say that this will be a shame to have a bad result because I had the possibility to completely skip Okutama, but right now I don't think I will. Because if that penalty is sizable, then this will be like last place easily. Like everyone else is so close together behind me that this could easily be last place. Well, almost. Okay, so yeah, that wasn't good. So you don't get points in multiple occasions, I guess, not just when you are last place. Well, I don't really care. Again, at least this is not the full version of Okutama, so even though I could probably skip it, it's whatever. I guess that's also why it's so brutal, like how the AI cannot gain points after the first race, because maybe everyone that is not on the top 10 doesn't get points. I will have to check, because I haven't really paid attention to how many points the lower positions get, because I haven't been there usually, but considering what happened in the previous race, I could start paying attention.
You're on pace. Make some gains in lap 2.
Okay. For some reason, everyone there went out, so I got a free ticket to third. I predict that a second place is also doable. Yeah, first place is not. You will have to to screw up like the other guys did.
Get that lead. This is the final lap, my friend.
No mistakes here. I know the second place will also not be reachable here. Okay. Yeah, that was whatever, but it's enough to win. Oh, the points, yeah. Well, it actually doesn't tell you here how many points each one gains. It tells you here, but how am I supposed to know? Well, by checking the amount of zeros, of course. So, yes, if you're not on the top 10, you get 0 points. Pretty much. And if you make it top 10, you get 1 point. So I guess it's no wonder that the AI cannot recover with all the inverted grids, because yeah, they won't get any points unless they somehow make it out of the bottom of the grid, and they won't. Okay, this is actually the halfway point of this thing. So if you look, there are seats to the left and seats to the right. I wouldn't say that it's the halfway point of the career, but... Oh shit, we're gonna do the R32, nice. You know, I wanted to drive this thing again, and I guess it's finally time. Yeah, bring it on. Also, this is also for...
And here we are for the first round, Kristen. How you feeling about this one?
I think it's also 4 races. This car in particular, you cannot choose the livery, because as you can see, this Auto Gallery Yokohama is supposed to be the livery of the car, you know, like you cannot do your own. That's how the car is supposed to be. So this car, I also find it to be like alongside that Ferrari. I find this one to be very fun to drive, yes. It goes to an insane speed very quickly. It also, I mean, it doesn't have the same tight handling. Well, by tight I mean that it doesn't have the great steering that the Ferrari has, but I think it's loose enough to be fun to drive. So interesting that in the urban tracks the game doesn't count as a cut when you go outside the piano, even though it should definitely count as a cut. But hey, it doesn't.
Listen up. Hold the lead. Last lap.
I like how fast it can go on straights like this one. It also has very good brakes as well. It's a fun car, not to mention that it's the R32, which is pretty much my second favorite car, only to the R34. It's a great combination. The only time I got to use this one is in a time attack event, but never on a race. Well, now I do. It seems that I'm doing pretty well with it, which is always nice. This distance with, well, it maybe this distance is precisely because I'm skipping the corners even though the game doesn't think so. It might be because of that. I don't think I was driving superb there. Just that skipping the piano gives you a nice advantage. Okay, we're back at Okutama. And yeah, only 2 laps, so the idea of this championship is that it's supposed to be like super fast. You're gonna be done with it before you even realize. And that was bad. That was pretty bad. This should be a restart, honestly, but just wanna see how much I can recover out of that. Probably not much. And not to mention it's an extremely short race. This is a less than 2-minute race. I'm surprised that they made them this short. That was a skip. No, I think it will have to be a restart. Not to mention it's a short race, so it's not like restarting takes a while like in many of the previous races. Team, seems that Okutama is gonna yet again claim my soul.
Okay, push this race.
Yes, if I had to treat any track as nemesis, it will be both Okutama and Barcelona in this game. They are both very hard for me to... They are simply some tracks that I don't understand. This is one of them. You might be thinking, how is it possible you don't understand a track? I mean, it's just corners. No, it's like, I don't understand how to go fast, you know? In these ones. Oh, someone died. Well, that's not a good result, but I don't think I'm restarting. I mean, after all, I don't think I can get a much better result. Wait, this guy blinked at me. Why are you blinking at me? You're not even my nemesis, so I guess rivals can just do... Well, rivals. Opponents can just do that if they feel like it. Alright. A little bit odd. I mean, that's... I'm pretty sure it's considered rude to do. Like, I guess unless you do it to your teammate. If you do it against a completely unrelated opponent, I think it's supposed to be a rude gesture to give them likes. I guess it depends though. In some cases it's The problem is that it's the type of message that you can interpret in any way. In some cases, I guess it's a way to tell them, I don't know, let me pass. When, you know, they are kind of going slower. But yeah, I mean, that can be rude. I mean, obviously, it's quite rude saying like, hey, you're a little bit too slow. You know, you should just let me pass. I guess it depends on the context. Because it could be that the car ahead is broken or whatever. I don't think any of those two Nissan is my teammate, right? No. They might be of the same team, actually. No, I think that there are 6 Nissan in total in this tournament, which means that there will be 3 teams, mine included, that use it.
Last lap, let's push up to the top spot.
Oof. Okay, yeah, that was a very bad break. I think that in this corner, in that corner there, I think the frame rate dipped a little bit, which is something interesting because so far this game hasn't really shown any performance issues. But in that corner it did feel like the frame rate got reduced a little bit. And that's the beauty of the computer I'm using. That, well, I know that I don't really play usually games that require an insane amount of graphics, but it's something that outside of like emulators and very specific ones at that, in very specific cases, I haven't really experienced frame drops with this computer at all. Again, I don't really play the latest games or anything like that, so if anything it makes sense. I fucked up. Nice. It's what happens when I don't have someone guiding me ahead of me. Well, it's fine. It's guaranteed to win here. Well, in fact, I could skip this. Oh, I'm not skipping this. So this is the sprint version of Okutama. Actually, no, I played this one once in this game. I mean, I played in some of the, well, in Grid 2 I played it, but in this game I think I only played it once. Well, since it's so unique, I probably... Okay, I'm starting to have second thoughts about playing it. You see, if I retire, I still win the tournament. At the same time, I wouldn't feel good about skipping this one. It certainly will be the smartest strategy. That was... Okay, the guy behind gave me a much needed push. Also, that was my teammate. I really wonder, I don't think that teammates can become your nemesis. But that guy behind me did become my nemesis, well, I'd probably leave him behind anyway, so it's not important. It is a pretty wild track. I mean, at least with cars like this one, doing this track is something. That wasn't good. It was pretty short though. But yeah. This whole championship has been extremely short, despite being 4 races. Will be even shorter if I haven't retried the second race at Okutama, right? So second place, no, wasn't my teammate. Right, GT Super Cup. Oh, and this one is with the Ferrari, nice. Finally, I get to see you again. I kinda miss you. What I didn't miss is Barcelona, and that's what we're gonna be doing here. Damn it.
And here we are for the first round, Kristen.
Guess we cannot escape this track.
The race is about to start.
Damn, how slow can you be, dude? Well, yeah, that's certainly not a good start. I mean, I'm not surprised since it's the track it is, but this has been horrible. I only gained 1 position.
Let's take some places.
That doesn't tend to be the case. I guess it is the case here. It's probably should. Yeah, now this will be a restart. That's a horrible start.
How you feeling about this? Okay, hold on, sorry. It looks like things are about to get underway.
I guess I should go on the outside. It's like there's barely any room, but yeah, the outside works better than being slowed down by whoever is in front of me. Yeah, that went better. Oof, the piano almost fucked me up. Team. Okay. That corner, the way I did it was very good. Not really on purpose though, I got lucky.
Right on to lap 2. You're keeping up with the pace.
Okay, that piano is the second time that it's cruised me over like that, and it's not even that big. I don't know why I'm stepping on it. It's not like it even gives you that big of an advantage being that close to the wall.
Good pace. Lap 3 now. Take some positions.
Ah, come on. Stupid ass bitch.
And here we are for the
Like, nice job taking both of us out. And he wasn't even my nemesis. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't know what car that is, the one that has that shape. It seems that every asshole that has done something bad to me in this category has been using that car. So I'm starting to dislike that car, whichever one it is. I really don't recognize the shape. And it's a very unique shape too, so I'm surprised I don't. Maybe it's the Ford GT. Could be. See, I think there was a Ford GT in this category. And it's probably that one.
You're in mid-pack going into lap 2.
I will have to look at the front. This guy that is right in front of me, I think it is the Ford GT. Or or maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I will have to... No, not that. I will have to check the car on the selection screen. It most likely is though, like the shape is very similar. And I'm pretty sure I remember seeing
Keep it going.
that name in this category. Also, to nobody's surprise, every time I do something in Barcelona, this sort of result ends up being what happens. Like, impossible to finish on the podium in this shit.
Okay, last lap. Come on, let's gain some places.
I just gotta assume that it's like either the AI does... No, it has to be the AI doing super good. I don't think I'm doing particularly horribly here. Well, okay. Yeah, saying that after seeing that is not very convincing, is it? Certainly not. Okay. Well, I will recover it anyways, but... Also, yeah, it's a 4GT. I was right. Those guys, seems that every time I encounter a 4GT driver in this category, they just have gotten in my way. Then Okutama again. You're using this shit every time now.
So now we turn our attention to Kristen.
You're not holding back at all.
And I've just been told the race is seconds away from lights out.
I guess, you know, speaking of attention to detail, what the commentator said about lights out is a little bit of that, considering that it goes into green lights instead. Well, it also could simply be an expression, but it's like it probably would be more fitting if it was referring to the lights literally, like to lights out. I'm doing super badly. Well, I'm not surprised since these are the two worst tracks that I perform on. Like Barcelona and Okutama right after, one after the other. But come on, this is not an acceptable performance. Okay, and that's certainly not acceptable either.
Kristen, tell us a little something about Okutama. One of our drivers... Sorry, race control.
I'll tell you something about Okutama, it fucking sucks. That's what. I mean, I appreciate the way the track looks visually, but it cannot be a coincidence that in every single grid game I do so badly at it. This is simply a sadistic track.
You're on pace. Make some gains in lap 2.
I'm braking a lot on that corner, that's for sure. Even if that wasn't the case, like... Oh, come on with the fucking... Yeah, see, that one definitely is penalty, but...
Welcome to Okutama for today's event.
We are not gonna have an easy way out of that, are we?
Things are about to get underway.
We just cannot. I'm even considering doing quali, but I know I don't need to. Well, not to mention that even if I do quali, I probably won't end in a good position anyways.
with the pace.
Well, considering it's 4 laps, I could see maybe reaching the podium here. I essentially have to drive so close to the edge. The chances of getting a penalty or just getting out of the track are high.
Third lap, good pace, your impact.
Oof, okay. I almost ended the race right there. Hey, unfortunately, this will be a 5th place at most. Again, it's not an issue because of how the AI distribute the points to themselves, but then it really feels like I'm just doing colossally bad. It's okay, once Barcelona and Okutama disappear, it will be a different story, and you will see.
This is the last lap. Push up to the front.
I promise that on the next race, the result will be higher. Have no doubts about it. It will be higher. And it's crazy how far they go. I'm still not first, however. Yeah, it's interesting that, well, 2 5th place don't measure to 1 first place and then no points like that guy had. Alright, so we're going to like what looks like a very simple version of Havana, so... Okay. We will see.
Thank you for joining us here at today's Grid World Series event.
I mean, we also seen that Havana is... it usually has hard variants. Well, and this one will have these 90-degree corners that you are seeing here. That's certainly quite different from the shit that Barcelona and Okutama usually tend to make you go against. So let's see how this goes. Okay, see, that went pretty badly.
And the Grid World Series takes us to the sweltering heat.
Assuming that you don't die like that, I guess it's possible that, you know.
Hey, good luck. I'll keep you updated.
Like, if you don't die, you probably will get into... Well, I'm already 5th place. The same result I got in the previous 2 races, and I'm 5th after like the second corner. Wouldn't be surprised if I was in the podium before the first lap. In fact, yeah, that's most likely what's gonna happen.
I think you have to be careful
Well,
now. You might have pushed them too far.
I am right. The only problem is that I also completely lost the second and first place. Oh well. Well, no one overtook me, so at least there's that. Oh, I also have a nemesis behind me. That's an issue. I guess I'm surprised I got unlucky enough that one of the nemesis, the only one that was the nemesis was also the guy that ended behind me after everyone had to stop. Yeah, that means that the rest of the race won't be very calm at all with this guy behind me. Oh, interestingly enough, I'm reaching the second place very quickly. I don't think it will be enough to have any position other than third here, but I'm getting closer than I was expecting. Yeah, second place might be achievable, actually. But there's only one more lap remaining.
Right, you're on the final lap. Push to the front.
You can hear the sound from the loose parts of my car. Pretty funny. And also my Nemesis was able to stay close to me all this time. You can see quite a difference when the track in question is not Barcelona or Okutama. As well, obviously, if it wasn't for that accident that I had that forced me to stay still, this would have been a victory, and it almost was a victory even with that happening. So yeah, pretty clear what the problem is. So what's the final race, by the way? Probably Shanghai, right? Yeah. I mean, at this point, as I say, like, I'm pretty sure we've seen every single location in the
We're heading
game.
into the final round now, where it'll all be decided.
Maybe the exception is in the... The exception is the DLC seasons.
All right.
It's
good luck out there.
possible. From the outside, overtaking almost everyone. Well, one thing that Okutama and the Barcelona track have in common is that they both feature pretty fast corners, so I think that that's probably my issue. Also, this guy just went over a chicane without a care in the world, which essentially means that, yeah, the game allowing you to do that is because it is indeed allowed. You can just keep a... Well, not just a chicane, but I mean that going in the inner side of a piano is legal in an urban track. Not sure why, but it's legal to me and to my opponent, so I'm not the only one getting an advantage from it. In any case, I was saying that in Barcelona and Okutama, the corners tend to be quite fast and also hard to figure out. So tracks like this one that have way slower corners, I think, are, well, way slower and were more obvious corners. Like, I don't have the same issue. But yeah, those two tracks, and like here it was extremely confirmed that they are indeed the issue. Clearly, they are the issue. I mean, look at this distance that I'm having with the second place. Like how big the gap is, right?
You're through the halfway point.
And also by having so much space to maneuver and no one blocking me. With this car you can do very crazy cornering, like drifting and everything, and yet you still do it fast. And it is pretty fun to do. Yeah, that's when you can tell that the AI opponents can only thrive in very specific conditions. Outside of those very specific conditions, they do like this. Like essentially they disappear. Well, you can look at the minimap and you don't even see them, like unless it's a corner like that where there you have enough time for them to show up on the minimap, but otherwise no. It's like they don't even exist. It's like you're doing a time trial on your own. That corner I didn't do it that well, but this is a very clear domination of this track. It's because it's such an easy track to read in the first place, and the car also helps a lot. Okay. So my car is a little bit dirty after all of that. Makes sense. Yeah, that's a win. So, well, it's impossible to predict what car category is gonna be on the next one, because that Fernando Alonso category just does random shit, like completely random shit. So this one is Asian Tour with, well, with this same car. So okay, let me clean this thing. Like, it doesn't seem to do anything in the preview. Once you get into it, wait a second. 10 kilometers Okutama sprint, and okay, so the two of them are gonna be a sprint. Maybe it's gonna be the like the how is it called? The uphill and downhill respectively.
Radio in if you need info.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's something that if you go to the controls, like the input mappings of the game, there are some inputs about requesting info from that guy. Completely useless info at that. I guess if you want to hear his voice more, you can do that. I personally don't, but... Right, first place is pretty much escaping here. And with that name, I mean, I'm very tempted to say that the guy is Polish, but since apparently they removed the concept of nationalities in this game, we wouldn't know. It sounds Polish to me. These are some very wild corners. Like, doing all of this without flashbacks is very scary. Also, the whole thing is both a downhill and an uphill, I guess. It's a roller coaster. I'm gonna reach this guy. He's going extremely fast though. I recognize this part of Okutama. It's actually nice that they include... I think this was not in Grid 2. Well, maybe it was and I didn't notice, but... Okay.
From the
Fuck,
mountains to the
dude.
sea, everyone knows it's race day.
Like, the moment that it gets into the part of Okutama circuit is when I fail. Well, technically the whole thing is Okutama, but it's the part that I always struggle, the one I just, well, keep struggling in. But yeah, that's one thing that surprises me. Like, how is it possible that no matter how many times I do that, I cannot master it? You would think that
Rein it in. You push them over the edge here.
you would think that doing something over and over will make you learn it, but apparently not. Okay, you definitely don't want to turn that guy into an nemesis. So don't do that.
Maybe stay out of their path.
And he turned into a nemesis. Okay, yeah, this will be a disaster. Not to mention that driving without guide in a track like this is super dangerous, but yeah. Having someone that wants you dead... Oh shit. Yeah, that was pretty cool, I gotta say. At least the car reset. Okay, well... Now he's ahead of me. So I do have a guide, see? Just needed to ask, and I receive. Just needed to take my car off track and magically respawn, but it works. That's the irony in this type of situations. Well, theoretically you can always restart the position of your car, but in situations like that, something like an accident like that is way better than a race ending, than a non-race ending accident. Also, I just killed that guy, so he hates me more now. Okay, this is the part that I got killed at. It's just that I find it impossible to decipher these corners, dude. I could see them over and over again, but it's not gonna make a difference. Also, yeah, I made that guy get into last place. The guy that was in front of me, that crash made him fall into last. And that's pretty bad. I feel like all this karma is gonna get back at me. Most likely. Alright, so wait, here are we going into the circuit? Into the actual circuit? Okay, so far we technically win fully. No, okay. You go to a detour to not go into the circuit and instead just go into the mountains. And the guy that is behind me is also following quite close to me. That's the end. So is the next one gonna be the same one but in reverse? Probably, right? Okay. And I deserve the worst with how badly I treated my rivals. I don't deserve to win, but of course I will win. But I'm pretty sure this is the same in reverse.
Kristen, tell me what's gonna...
Most likely. Thanks. But I did have pretty good luck on the previous one. On the previous race, being able to crash so badly that I go off track, and that allowing me to just, you know, reset the car before the fastest guy went far, and that was quite lucky. Okay, this guy will definitely become a nemesis. The guy right in front of me. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't done it yet. I hit him like 3 or 4 times already. He seems to have some nice patience. I'm glad you do. Okay. That was bad. Then again, it's... No, actually that wasn't the circuit part, was it? No, this is not. But I think it actually was right after the circuit part. No, it was in the circuit part actually. Yeah, well, in that case, I'm not surprised. First place here is looking impossible, but second is not. You know, first place, well, he deserves winning. It's the guy that I killed in the previous race. Ah, fuck. Ooh, that was pretty bad.
I think you've hit them one too many times.
I don't think I'm worried about hitting that guy. I'm more worried about hitting my car like that. Well, that was my teammate. Well, that's a shame. Even with that, it wasn't enough to trigger any damage.
Listen, rattling your teammate isn't going to help our race.
Wait, my car is actually damaged. Just that the icons don't show it for some reason, but my direction is damaged. It's going automatically to the left. So what's the point of those icons there then? Those icons are completely worthless. Huh. Interesting. So I guess we learned 2 things. First of all, that damages exist and they for some reason don't get represented with those icons. I don't know why. I don't even know what's the point of those icons. Yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing is that your teammates can become nemesis. Which, at that point, I wonder what's even the point of having a teammate, because yeah, it allows you to win the team championship and whatnot, but who cares? I'm pretty sure not even the game really cares about the team championship anyways. I guess that was a useful lesson. I mean, mostly the damage thing. The fact that damage is a thing, just...
Listen, just stay out of their way. Let things cool down.
Well, he says let things cool down, but they never cool down in this game. Well, I mean, they cool down when the next event appears, but during the event they will permanently be pissed off at you. Okay. Yeah, this corner is a disaster. It's the same corner that I had an issue last time. I don't know what they were thinking with that corner. I need to get through that because I'm never gonna finish this at this rate. Just that I don't even know how to identify it. Like, I don't know when it's coming. I mean, I know it's when you enter the circuit part, but exactly where? Well, actually, I think I know where. It's the... I recognize the corner, I think, but I still have trouble knowing where it comes. I guess it's right after the fast section ends, which makes it even more fucked up, because it comes right after a fast section. Come on, dude, Mr. Teammate. For fuck's sake. I almost overtook him without issues, but I guess it ain't happening. I cannot do this.
And we're heading into the final round now, where it'll
I don't
all
know
be
how
decided.
the exact same track in reverse is so much more painful. It doesn't make any sense. Well, it makes sense, yes, but I would expect to be slightly more painful, but not an absolute monstrosity. Actually, I think I know exactly why it's the case. It's because
Okay, don't be surprised if
when
they're
you
gonna
are surrounded by opponents is when the circuit part of this thing appears. Like, in the previous one, the circuit part was when I was pretty much alone. If anything, this just keeps confirming that Okutama is something that I wish they didn't come up with. Yeah, unfortunately they did. But it's fine. So, after this tunnel, well, yeah, there is this corner, and then this is a fast section, and right after this fast section is where that corner that I keep dying to appears. Like, after this bridge, actually. Yes, after that. And even not doing it that badly, I still cannot do it well enough. What a pain. And this... I hate this track so much, dude. You already know that. I just want to clarify, just so you don't forget how much I absolutely hate this track. You know, I will be down to accept a 7th place, because judging by... Well, actually, that's what I don't know, because the position have kinda scrambled a little bit, so I don't know if the guys that are ahead actually ended in a good position or not. I do know that getting 7th place barely gives you any points, but if all the guys that got points in the previous race end behind me, it's not an issue. The problem is if they do that or not. So I think I might be losing speed. Well, I mean, it's an uphill, so it's slower, but I mean that I was losing speed before the uphill. Well, 8th place is... I guess it's not much different. Both 7th and 8th place are a very small amount of points. But if it is enough to win the championship, I'll take it. Like, as long as I don't have to do this race again, that will be nice. And it's a shame because the first race, like, seemed so fun, but this one has been so absurdly painful. so shitty, and it's because of the circuit part. Like, Okutama circuit really fucking sucks. If you remove that part... well, if you remove that part, it's pretty much the Grid 2 version, I think. Alright, so let's see how this works out. Okay, it works out, as expected. Well, the team doesn't work out, I guess, but... oh well. I don't think the game cares. Because yeah, that thing that says finish first or second for that Asian Tour Part 2, it refers to specifically your individual position, not the team. Thankfully that's over. Though, I don't know what you mean by that. Like, what did you unlock? Like, what Part 2 did you unlock? Because I don't see anything having unlocked. And this one is still not unlocked. I guess eventually it will show up. Oh, and this is a new one. Wait, what was it called? TC1. So, Ford Capri, BMW Turbo, or Porsche. Well, all these cars look pretty similar to each other. I mean, it seems that stat-wise the BMW is the best one. And aesthetically, I think it's also the best one, so I'll go for this. Give it to me. Okay, starting in Brands Hatch. Oh, and ending in Barcelona. Well, if I accumulate points, maybe I don't even need to do it.
How you feeling about this one?
Look, I feel...
I'm not sure if the Ford even looks that different to this. The Porsche looks like an abomination though. And the Ford looks whatever. Fuck. I think that, well, that was a bad start. I think that the BMW is the best one aesthetically, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, without a doubt. I wonder, I'm assuming these cars are from like the 80s? Like, I'm tempted to say 90s, but they look older than that. They definitely look older than that. And considering how hard they are to handle, it's very possible they are from the 80s. Yeah. It's gonna be hard getting past the first corner at this rate.
Okay, push this race.
Well, it's hard to tell how easy or not these things are to drive, because so far all these guys being in the way don't really let me appreciate it. These are cars with a very scary acceleration, and I don't think their brakes are... Yeah, okay. So the way these cars are basically super fast. They accelerate like rockets, and well, they also reach a very good top speed, but their brakes are abysmal. And this is usually what you expect from cars from that era. Like, they tended to be, you know, well, rolling coffins is what they are. Okay, that's us, yeah.
I think you have to be careful now.
It's gonna be hard to finish anything at this rate. Then the past two races have been, well, the past two, I'm including this one.
Good luck.
Like, it's not that they are an issue to win or whatever, they are an issue to just finish. I cannot get even past the first corner.
How you feeling about this?
That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And yeah, stepping on the piano with these things is not the smartest idea either. Problem is that it's hard to get used to this, because so far every car in the game that has had this acceleration and this speed had decent brakes. Well, I mean, I cannot really say that these are not decent brakes, but let's just say that they have very good brakes. Well, this thing does not have very good brakes, so approaching the corners is a guesswork. And well, here I'm having these guys guiding me, but that's the thing. What if I don't have them? Well, and even having them, it's still hard for me to react in time. Pretty hard. Oh, at least my teammate is winning. Okay. Cool. Happy for you. Oof. Okay. I mean, an acceptable result, but these things are... I mean, not as hard to... Wait, the Porsche is nicknamed Moby Dick. That's pretty creative. I don't know why, though. Isn't the whole point about Moby Dick that it's a white whale? This car doesn't look very white to me. Well, this, I mean, that car.
Welcome to today's event, and this is.
But maybe it's because it's fat. I mean, you can say that about any of these cars. These are very white cars. That's gonna count as a skip, most likely. Oh, it didn't. Surprising. Wait, this guy again? Martin Souza. He already had me, or I already had him as a nemesis in another race. Though at this point I probably had the entire list of NPCs as nemesis, so I'm not surprised. Okay. Surprisingly, that lap didn't go as badly as it could have. And the fact that the outside is asphalted like that is pretty useful for scrubs like me. You know, something I was out to say and I interrupted myself. This car is not nearly close to how hard the F1000 is, right? Or well, F1000. I don't know how you will say the name of that. Fuck. How you say the name of that car, but that car is obviously way harder to drive than this one. But this one, I would probably put it as the third hardest one. The third hardest one after the NASCAR pickups and and the F1000. See, it's I mean, it's an old car, and the only old cars that showed up so far, I think, were the classic touring cars, weren't they? And they are pretty slow to be hard to drive, I guess. I'm surprised I was able to stop the car. Okay. Oh, some of these guys have some points. It's always gonna be 25, one of them. And then Barcelona. Okay, so for this one, we already accept that I'm not gonna do anything, right?
Into the final round now, where it'll all be decided.
We already know it's not happening. That's a fortunate start for me. Everyone blocking one lane, and I just taking the other lane. Alright, maybe with a start like that, maybe the result won't be as pathetic as every time that I've been here, right? Surely. Well, so far so good, and I'm actually seemingly keeping up with their pace, so... And I'm already third.
You've got 2 cars in front.
Yeah, I know I do. I can see them. Thankfully for now I can still see them. Hopefully they stay in my sights. Yeah, surprisingly, not only I was able to take the lead, seems that I have enough pace to maintain it.
Hold the lead through to the end now.
Well, it might be this particular version of Barcelona, but no. Maybe it's just that, as I said earlier, that start was pretty lucky. You see, I'm still doing badly like this, right? But... yeah, the start was super lucky. Being able to overtake everyone like that is something. Well, one thing I gotta say, regardless of how hard to drive these cars are, is that they are aesthetically some of the best looking ones so far. Like, they look pretty good. Yeah. I don't know if they say the year of this car somewhere, I haven't really seen it. That's one thing I like about Gran Turismo, that every time that you see a car you have the year that right next to it, though that's usually because you have the same models in different years, I guess. But yeah. European Cup. Okay, so apparently this unlocks new invitationals, right? I hope. Oh, but it's with the fucking pickup trucks, dude. Can we not do pickup trucks? Well, it's fine. Well, and it also ends in Barcelona.
How you feeling about this?
It's a little bit weird to see the balloons at the side of the tracks, like here. Like, balloons don't work like that. Like, if you leave fuck. Yeah, I'm doing this variant of the track, don't worry. Okay. So that by slowing down they wouldn't penalize me. No. They will.
About this one.
Well, I'm assuming the balloons are probably... like, they have a thread holding them down, because obviously... if they didn't, they couldn't stay like that. It's just that I don't see any threads. Well, those type of threads tend to be pretty small. But yeah, I don't know.
And here we are for the first round, Kristen. How you feeling about the
How many times have we been here for the first round? I think many times. At least I got past that corner for the first time. It seems that the game really likes these cars, well, these pickup trucks, so unfortunately we're probably gonna be seeing them very often. Well, we are already seeing them very often, but I can assure you these things are very hard to drive. Okay, I went outside the same way the other guy did, and it wasn't a penalty, so I'll take it. I'm not sure what's the idea of invalidating a lap time if it's not a penalty, because if it's not a penalty, you acknowledge that I didn't get any time advantage, right? So, you know, why would you invalidate it? Like, what difference does it make? I mean, I don't think it will be any different than someone just, you know, doing the lap normally. Also, how is it going, Sunshine? This thing, well, the livery, yes, looks like the Japanese team with yellow and red.
Good first lap. Keep
And
pushing to the
well,
front.
since you mentioned Ridge Racer, I think it's, you know, it's similar to High Shack, which is like a pickup truck that got introduced in Ridge Racer. That's a pretty cool one. Like, I just like the fact that it's a pickup truck and it's supposed to be one of the fastest cars in the game. Pretty funny. I guess pickup trucks have a lot of horsepower, right? I guess that's the idea. Also, you know, I remember that the other day you asked how Barcelona was pronounced, and you actually, through text, pronounced it right. Like, I was wondering why you used TH to replace the C, but then yeah, I remember that in Spanish they have that lisp. So yes, indeed, the TH sound, like the th sound, is the closest you will have to that lisp. So you were actually right when you ask that and you say, is it pronounced like this? Yes, it is. It's Barcelona, pretty much, yes. So I incorrectly corrected you, so my bad. It's just that for anyone that lives outside Spain, that word is not pronounced with the lisp. Of course, it's pronounced like more like it's pronounced in English, ironically. Yeah, I'm glad it's almost the weekend. Yeah, in my case, the week has been very exhausting, really.
Right, you're on the
Like, they definitely made me work in my show. Which, yeah, that's crazy. That's also crazy. Exceeding the track limits, fuck. You know, I was about to say that, yeah, they kinda make me work more than they normally do, so... I mean, not more time technically, in the sense that it's not like they made me stay in hours outside of my regular time. It's just that the job that I done has been a little bit more brain intensive than it tends to be. It's fine. At least the week is almost over, as you say. The weekend is here to give us a little break. Alright, so I think here the best case scenario is that I remain in third place with that penalty. Man, fuck this corner, dude. Problem is that right now the other guys are getting much closer. So I don't know if this is gonna keep being a third place after the penalty. I hope, but might not be. Yeah, and especially if I keep wasting time like this. Well, wasting time and making that other guy waste time too, you know. This is probably gonna be a horrible result. With all these guys so close now, yeah, like, if the penalty is 2 seconds, expect this to be a 6th place or something, which is bad, yeah. Yeah, actually 6th place. Can't believe it was such a great calculation. I'll keep going though. I shouldn't, considering Barcelona is the final race, but whatever. That was too long to retry, so I don't feel like doing that. I remember hearing Barcelona being pronounced like that. Is it a permanent change with your show? Well, technically the team that I'm working with, yes, it's a change in the sense that, you know, they have more, like, they use different technologies that I'm not used to, and they also expect you to be fast, which is something that in the previous team it was kinda optional. But here, well, I guess it is optional, it's just that I also don't want to test the limits of a new team. And more importantly, if there's something that I hate, is disappointing people. So if someone expects me to do something in a certain amount of time, I wanna do that. Not because of, like, I fear losing my job, but I simply don't like letting people down, you know? So, yeah. The thing is that it's been asking for a little bit more than I'm used to. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I will get used to this and it will be easy again once I am used to it, right? Because I mean, the only reason why I was doing in the past years have been so easy is precisely because of how extremely used to it I was. Like basically the project that I was working on, well, and that I'm still working, just very little, because it's kind of on life support, because it's being replaced by something else. But the point is that I was super used to it, and that's the reason why I barely needed to think or work, because if someone asked me something, I was like, okay, I need to do this, this, and that, and modify this file in this place this way. Like, I immediately knew that. But yeah, since now it's a new project, and especially with different technologies, I need to learn. And it reminded me of how much I hate learning. It reminded me of how annoying it is to learn from me. Well, it's probably because I'm also, you know, not a young kid anymore, right? When you're younger, learning is something normal because it's your permanent state. You're constantly learning new things. But as you get older, you don't. And when you do need to learn them, it's kind of like a shock. Not to mention that our mental capacity also deteriorates with time. I'm still young, I mean, I'm just 30. I mean, yes, not as young as someone in their 20s, obviously, but the thing is that this sort of deterioration doesn't really kick in this age. Unless, of course, you have a condition, like, I don't know, something like Alzheimer or whatever, that I hopefully don't have. Sometimes I have my doubts, like just very early onset, but no, hopefully not. Point is that, yeah, I need to learn things, and I don't like it. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's part of my job, you know? I cannot be on the same project forever. It will be nice though. But yeah, projects come and go, and at some point they, you know, they outgrow their lifetime. Well, their lifespan, I mean. Oof, it would have been pretty bad spinning right at the end there. I got it. Wait, I didn't see my standings. Well, who cares? I won, and that's probably enough to win the whole championship anyways. And I think that this is the same version of Barcelona as last time.
And we're heading into the final round now,
Yeah.
where it'll all be decided. Kristen?
In any case, the point is that learning sucks. I hate learning. Fuck learning. I don't wanna learn. But it's funny that earlier today I was talking about how it will be to learn Chinese. But yeah, no, that's not a good idea.
Stay out of their path. Don't get taken out.
Definitely not a good idea. I mean, I already knew it wasn't a good idea, but I think that the pain to learn is something that I'm realizing more now. I mean, I also didn't like to learn when I was younger. Like, I remember even saying that out loud. When I went to school, I remember saying, no, I don't care about learning. I don't give a fuck. I still was a good student, mostly because of discipline, not because of some talent or whatever. Well, I guess you can say that how disciplined I am is a talent in itself, but I don't know if that's the case. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. In any case, yeah, I think I never liked learning. Not before and not now. You can tell Chinese will be hard to learn as they have a simplified version of it. Yeah, I was thinking of that. Because what will happen if I exclusively try to learn simplified Chinese? Will that be as hard as I think? And the answer is most likely yes, because regardless of the stroke count in each character, the matter of the fact is that you still have to memorize thousands of characters, different characters that might have some things in common. Okay.
Come on, I think you've hit them one too many times.
I think that asshole caused the accident, so don't blame me for that.
And we're heading into the final
Anyways, I was out to say, regardless of how simple each individual character is, you still need to learn thousands different of them. They share some parts, but that's the thing. Do the simplified version share those parts? You know that, at least when you learn Japanese, a lot of people recommend learning radicals, which are basically like the pieces that form a kanji. Well, and they are kanjis themselves as well. But the point is that if you simplify those characters, because I mean, kanjis are what the Chinese used to write. They should call them Hansi. But the point is, if you simplify those structures, are radicals even something that will help you? Probably not. Or maybe the thing is that the radicals get simplified the same way, and you just need to learn simplify radicals. I don't know. It's hard for me to tell.
Lap 2, we're chasing the pack.
And the thing is that I don't find the idea of starting to learn it simply to leave it like I did with Japanese, you know? I don't find that idea very exciting. And I don't really want to waste time doing something that will do absolutely nothing for me later on. I rather waste time playing games that will also not do anything for me later on, but the thing is that at least they do something in the moment, right? I'm obviously talking about the games that I play off stream. Like the ones that I play on stream, I will play them regardless, and I do think that it's a nice activity to do. But yeah.
This is the final lap. Let's get out of mid-pack.
Not to mention, what Chinese material will I even consume? Because one thing that most people recommend when learning a language is consuming material in that language, but what Chinese game will I even play? Well, I used to play Genshin Impact a lot, but... Well, the issue with Genshin Impact, first of all, is that I don't play it anymore, yes, but even if I did play it, Genshin Impact is extremely verbose. Like, the story says a lot of shit without saying anything. So I don't even think it's a good idea to learn Chinese through that. Okay. That is enough to win, though. But then, these tracks are really something. Okay, so I can probably fit in 2 more of these events, maybe. Or maybe, well, depending on how... Okay, this one is 4, so maybe it's only 1. So this is the Pro Tune Championship with the R32. Yeah, well, depending, because last one here was super fast because the races had a low lap count. But I still think that even 4 of those races will probably take 15 minutes, so this probably will be the last event for today. It's possible.
Good luck, my friend.
And to think that all that conversation about Chinese, like, I mean earlier in the stream, not right now, but earlier in the stream it all happened because I was thinking of the worst Shan guy that I'm pretty sure it's not pronounced like that, it's pronounced Shanghai. And even though all this time I pretty much was saying it wrong, right? So yeah, that sparked my curiosity. Yeah, I most likely was saying it wrong all this time. So I think this car is definitely faster than every other car here. It was hard to tell because they were kinda blocking my path, but I think I was clearly going way faster than them. Ooh, that's a dangerous chicane. Okay. Yeah. That's also a very dangerous transition. It's fine. My car is fine.
Get that lead. This is the final lap, my friend.
Not visually, of course, but it's fine where it matters. Oh, this guy behind me is pressuring me in a little bit of an unrealistic way, because the other guys are not going this fast. This is so dangerous to do with a car like this. Very dangerous. Surprisingly, I'm reaching these guys, and both of them are R32. I think we can confirm that this might be one of the categories where this car might be the best one. Perhaps. Or maybe not, I don't know, but it did look very convincing in the straight, how this thing seemed to behave faster than the other cars. So yeah, it's gonna be 2 laps in each one of them, but that's still enough to reach the 3-hour mark. So yes, this will be the last one I'll do for today. Okay, yeah, pretty nice touch, little guy. Well, the nice thing is that they don't, like, you don't need to be marked as a nemesis, because that's something that you do naturally. Like when someone looks like they hit you on purpose, you obviously get pissed off and you want to kill them. So there is no need for the game to mark that, because it's marking your brain the desire for revenge, the bloodthirst. For fuck's sake, dude. That's a lot of screeching from the tires. I don't think they are having a good time. Oh, apparently in one of the corners I went off track. That doesn't matter. I didn't see any penalty warning, so shouldn't matter. Can I reach this guy? This right now is the perfect setup to have a pretty cool chase sequence. That being said, I think I completely threw that to the trash in those past corners. Oh, I think that your rear wing went off, mister. I don't think I can actually get him. There are only a couple of corners remaining here. Yeah, that won't be enough, but it's fine. An attempt was made, though I am ashamed in these situations where it's a very clear 1v1 that I'm not able to reach them. But oh well, it happens. Oh, okay, so this version of Okutama Sprint, I think, does not include the circuit part. So I think we're gonna be fine. Well, except for the part where it rains, that could be a problem. Oh, wow, they immediately let me pass. How kind of them. I might have. What you gonna do about it? Wait, no, this is actually the circuit version, isn't it? No, it is not. It's just that this track, like the sprint version, has many corners. Well, yes, but I mean, no, many bridges. And I keep thinking every time I see a bridge that is the bridge from the circuit, but it isn't. It's just a random ass bridge. Oof. Oof, from the outside, nice. Okay. This will be also very short. It seems that so far every time that this car is involved, the races tend to be quite short. And that works. Okay, at least that one was a victory. And the last one, where was it? I don't know. Wait, oh, it's in Barcelona in a... Yeah, I think that's one of the annoying variants, isn't it? Well, at least I have enough points to win by default, pretty much. Even retiring will most likely be a victory. Was a pretty interesting maneuver. Getting in the middle of those two cars at that speed while drifting. Certainly a ballsy maneuver. Well, not as ballsy when you remember it's a video game and you cannot die from that. Still ballsy, guess I could have crashed like that. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the live demonstration. And we'll have needed to restart. But not like restarting this is that big of a problem anyways with how absurdly short these races are, so it's no problem. Okay. Yeah, this is an easy win. So, and this actually ended up, well, I guess being relatively close to what I expected the length to be, but still slightly shorter than I initially expected. But yeah, that still works, so they give me the trophy. And well, I still am curious to see if I'm doing something wrong with the invitationals, because I'm just surprised that they take so long to unlock. Well, I also know if other invitations, like doing, for example, this one, well, doing this one probably unlocks this one. Yeah, correct, it says it right there. But these two are a different story. Well, that 10 touring car events will be like that, but yeah. Eventually you will get to them, but I'm just surprised it has not been the case. You know? But yeah. It's fine. It will happen eventually. So I wouldn't say this is the halfway point of the career simply because of all those invitationals that still haven't happened, but I think it's close to the halfway point at least. So, well, assuming the final events are not super long, obviously, but it seems that it's a good pace for progress. But yeah, that will be it for me for today, so thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream with more of this. So have a good one and take care.